All right, welcome to another one of my essays. And yes, this one has to do with poetry. There are films that entertain us, films that stay with us, like a quiet companion after the credits fade. The movie Dead Poets Society belongs to that category. It's not simply a story about a teacher and his students, it's a meditation on what it means to wake up to your own life. Every time I return to it, I feel as though I'm stepping back into a room where something essential is being whispered, something about courage, about voice, about the fragile and necessary work of really becoming who we are. At the center of the whisper stands John Keating, played by the late Robin Williams, with a gentleness that feels almost subversive. Williams, who could command a room with his manic brilliance, chooses here in this role to command it with stillness. The Keating character is not a performer but a guide, a man who understands that the most radical thing you can do for another human being is to hand them the permission to think or to feel or to imagine. He is a teacher who teaches without forcing, who inspires without demanding, who nudges without pushing. And in a world that often confuses authority with control, his presence feels kind of like soft rebellion. So this man, John Keating, he walks into Welton Academy, a very strict academy for boys, a place built on tradition, discipline, and the heavy machinery of expectation. And he does something astonishingly simple. He asks the boys to look at poetry not as an academic exercise, but a living pulse. A living pulse. There's a moment early in the film when Keating tells them, quote, "We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. We're not trying to write something cute or something fancy." It is a line that could easily drift into sentimentality, but in Williams' voice it becomes something larger even, a reminder that poetry is not an ornament but a necessity. It is the language we use when ordinary language fails. Poetry, it's the place we go when the heart needs room to breathe. What moves me most, maybe, or one of the most moving things about the film is about its charisma. It has a charisma all of its own. Keating never tells the boys what to think. He never tells them who to be. He simply opens a door and trusts them to walk through it. The trust is rare, but it's also dangerous. And the film does not shy away from that real danger, some real sad themes that run throughout the film. If you haven't seen it, I won't give up all of the plot here. The boy's awakening comes with consequences, some beautiful, some devastatingly tragic. Keating knows this, that he's taking a risk by encouraging these boys to be free thinkers. Very risky, especially in a school like this. And of course, Neil Perry's story is the most painful example of this. His desire to act is not a rebellion against his father so much as reaching toward his own soul. And Keating gets this at a deep level. He sees the spark in Neil, his hunger, his trembling joy of discovering exactly who he is, the totality of who he actually is. He encourages this growth in Neil, and it ends up in tragedy. The final scene where the boys stand on their desks and call out, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," is one of the most moving gestures in cinematic history. And it's not a rebellion, it's a kind of benediction. It is their way of saying, "You saw us, you believed, we had something inside worth seeing." In that moment, Keating's face holds both sorrow and gratitude at the same time. It's an amazing scene. The boys are standing on top of their desks saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And he looks back with this face of sorrow, but thankfulness for being part of helping these boys see some of the real meaning of life. What makes Keating such a powerful character, I think, is that he embodies a truth we often forget, that inspiration is not loud or dramatic. It's not speech or a slogan, it's a presence. It's a steady presence, a way of being, a willingness to meet others where they are, gently inviting them toward where they might go. Robin Williams understood this instinctively. He plays the part brilliantly. His performance is not a performance at all, it's a kind of offering, a reminder that the best teachers are not the ones who will fill us with answers, but the teachers who will awaken our questions are the more powerful teachers. What makes Keating such a powerful character is he embodies that truth of life is about questions, and life is about forming one's own questions in life to answer one's own destiny, if you will. So as I grow older, I find myself returning to Keating, not for nostalgia, but for guidance. He reminds me life is not measured in achievements, but in awareness that the world will always try to shrink us into something manageable, predictable, or acceptable. Our task is to resist that shrinking, to stand on the desk when necessary, to speak when silence would be safer, and to carve out a life that feels like our own, even if the carving is slow and imperfect. Dead Poets Society, perhaps my favorite movie of all time. It's about 30 years old. If you haven't seen it, it's a great performance by the late Robin Williams.